Hi guys, welcome to my channel and my name is Vikas, and if you're into baking cheesecake, this one is just for you. Today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks which probably will help you to make the best cheesecake possible. I'm not giving you a recipe, but I'm sure you guys have a recipe for baking a cheesecake. A lot of things that go into making a cheesecake, you might have a lot of recipes of your own. But today I'm going to tell you how to make that cheesecake which is creamy and does not crack on top and just perfect. I've listed down a few tips which I'm going to share with you. You can try them out and let me know when you make the cheesecake next time that if it makes any difference to you, your cheesecake. It definitely does to mine. I've used these tips over the years. I've been baking for quite some time now, and I have realized there are a few tips and tricks that if you keep in mind, your cheesecake comes out absolutely the way you want. Few things to keep in mind. If you have a pen and paper, you can write down or you can save this video, and next time you make this cheesecake, just keep these things in mind and I'm sure you're going to crack the cheesecake. First thing, you want to bake a cheesecake. What are the things that you require? You need a cream cheese. Use the best cream cheese as possible. You need cream cheese, you need eggs. This is egg based cream cheesecake. In my next video probably I can share some tips how to make an eggless cheesecake, but for today we're going to make cream cheesecake with egg. So you have eggs, you have the cheese, you need some sugar, you need vanilla, you can use lemon rind, orange rind, it's completely up to you, and some flavorings or toppings. But how to get the cracking or how to get your cream cheese started is you have your ingredients at the room temperature. The first point number one, make sure all your ingredients are at room temperature. Okay, we keep our cream cheese in the chiller. Just put them out for an hour or so. Let the cream cheese come to the room temperature so it's nice and soft to cream. Eggs, leave them out for a couple of hours so it comes to room temperature. Now your eggs and cheese both are almost at the same temperature. Sugar obviously will be at the same temperature. So you got all your ingredients now at room temperature. Okay, that's point number one. Let's go to point number two. So I've got my points, which is get your mold. Grease your mold, right? A lot of people do not grease the mold. So make sure you grease your mold with some butter and let it set. This will help you demold your cheesecake better later on. Once the cheesecake is baked, we're going to keep it in the chiller, and when we demold them, we're going to warm the sides, and the greasing which is done on the side allows your cheesecake to release the mold and you get a clean edge on the side. So point number two, note down, you grease your mold around. Okay, point number three, for a cheesecake obviously you need a base or a pie crust. Basic ingredients, you can take breads or you can take a short crust, you can take some biscuits, short dough, crumble them, add some sugar, add some binding with a butter. You may add a little bit of egg white just for the binding. So line your cheesecake with the base and bake them. That's a trick. Make sure you bake your crust. It'll give you a nice crunch into the cheesecake. The cheesecake is nice and soft and creamy, and this gives you a nice texture when you're beating into a cake. And I know a lot of chefs who do not bake their pie crust. Bake your crust, it'll give you a nice crunch into your cheesecake. Next thing, you have your room temperature ingredients, you have greased your mold, you have baked your base for the cheesecake. You're going to start mixing. This will make or break your cheesecake. I heard a lot of people who say that cheesecake cracks or the cheesecake wobbles or cheesecake is not smooth. Very important when you're making a cake, either with creaming butter and sugar, where we incorporate air, right? We call it creaming method. We have the foaming techniques where we incorporate eggs and sugar, where we whisk eggs and sugar to incorporate air again. So both the techniques are for incorporation of air. In cheesecake, you're going to do something different, right? When you're making a cheesecake, you do not want air incorporation. Yeah, in the cheesecake, you want a batter, a stage where your cream cheese, your eggs, your sugar are all incorporated together without incorporating air. Trust me, if you incorporate air, this air while baking will expand and it will crack your cheesecake. So you take your ingredients, you mix your egg, sugar, butter and cheese. You can either take a paddle or use a ladle and make sure all these ingredients are mixed in and no air incorporation. Okay, so once you have the cheesecake batter ready, you're going to start baking it. Now this is a little different from your regular baking of your cakes. For baking a cheesecake, you always need a water bath. That's the key. Okay, you take another pan, put some water and put this mold inside the water bath. This water bath technique is crucial to get your creamy cheesecake. Make sure you do not bake your cheesecake directly in the oven without a water bath. Water bath will also give you moisture inside the mold, inside the oven I mean, and it will prevent a skin formation on top of your cheesecake, resulting in a nice creamy soft cheesecake. Alright, so when you're baking a cheesecake, make sure the temperature is low. Go as long as possible. When I say low temperature long time, what I mean is around 155 degrees centigrade, max 160 degrees centigrade, and you can bake your cheesecake for around 55 minutes to an hour tops. Alright, once the time is achieved, how do you test it? You open the door. One more thing, when you're baking a cheesecake, I know you're getting tempted, you know you want to check the oven, you know whether the cheesecake is baked or not. Avoid opening the door. Okay, you want to trap the moisture or the humidity that has developed from the water bath, and you want to trap it inside. If you open the door, all the moisture is going to evaporate, all the steam is going to evaporate, and it's going to cause a crust on top of a cheesecake, which you do not want. Right, so you open your oven door only after 55 minutes max. Okay, open the oven and you just give a tap to your mold, and you can see if the cheesecake is slightly wobbly in the center and it's not firm, you're done. At the same time and temperature that I mentioned, your cheesecake should be done by that time. The trick is to not make sure the center is set. The center needs to be wobbling when you remold the cake outside. Once you have your cheesecake in the fridge for a couple of hours, that's the moment of truth. You're going to take it out, warm the edges of your mold and demold the cheesecake, and voila, enjoy with your friends. I love to have cheesecake with berries or fruits. It's your choice. You can have it berries, Nutella, spreads, or a compote, or any seasonal fruits or fresh fruits. Completely up to you. But please remember the points that I mentioned. You have all the points listed on the screen there. Take a pen and paper, write down all these points, and incorporate this in your technique when you make a cheesecake. You can come back to me, ask me questions, reach to me, contact me on Instagram or on YouTube channel, or leave a comment on the comment section. Right, if you feel there's anything that I need to add, if you feel there's anything you want to know, if you feel anything about cheesecake that has not been covered in this video, I would love to make another video. Right, this is just the beginning. We're going to have a lot of videos coming up on your show, on the show. So follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and leave a comment to let me know if you need to know more about anything about cheesecakes or any other topic. Until then, I'm going to sign off. See you. Have a nice day.